Hi friends, welcome to PokerMet School of Poker. Today we will discuss the different hand rankings of Texas Hold'em poker. Hand rankings determine who wins at a round of poker. These hand rankings are however different from the old version of 5-card poker. The sooner you learn them, the easier it would be for you to start earning from the game. Texas Hold'em poker, the hand rankings, how they are different from the old 5-card.
So we have 10 hand ranking in poker, 10 hands basically. The one at the lowest is basically a high card, which means, let's say these are the two hands dealt to both the people, and this is how the board runs. Ace King wins over Jack Queen because Ace is higher than the highest card here, which is Queen. So this is winning by a high card. After a high card, we have what we call a pair, which means assuming that these are the two cards dealt and the board runs like this, where both of us have a pair. I win because the pair of king is bigger than the pair of queen here, king being a higher card. So in this case, player 1 wins. So after pair, we have a double pair hand, which would be when the card runs this way, where although I have a bigger pair ace, but both your cards have a pair, which means you have a jack and a queen in the community cards, which gives you a double pair. So the double pair will beat a pair of ace in this case, and that player 2 will win. The next hand is 3 of a kind, which means these are the two cards dealt, and the board runs like this, which gives you a pair, but my king has a 3 of a kind or trips here, which means basically 3 kings will beat 1 pair. 3 kings also beat double pair. So 3 of a kind is the next biggest hand. So the next hand would be a straight, which means, let's say the board runs this way, which means you get a double pair on the flop, but I get a continuation, which is a 10 jack queen ace king, a 5-carder straight, which makes ace king a straight bigger than jack queen, the double pair here. Please note that ace king will also beat a 3 of a kind, assuming there were 2 jacks on the flop and you have a jack. A straight will beat all of the hands I've shown till now. So after a straight, we have flush, which means you need to have 5 cards of the same suit. Assuming the board runs this way, where you have 2 diamonds in your hand and 3 on the board, you get a flush. You have to note here that with the queen, you do have 1 diamond, but it is essential to make a 5-carder hand for a flush. And a flush beats a straight. As you can see, a straight is formed here with queen, 8, 9, 10, jack queen, but a flush beats a straight. After flush, we have a full house, which is when we get a 3 of a kind and a pair. So I have 3 kings and 2 aces to give a 5-carder hand. This is called a full house. This could have also been, assuming that I have 2 aces in my hand and 1 ace here, 2 kings here, it will still be a full house, and a bigger full house in that case with 3 aces and 2 kings. And the full house will beat a flush and all the other hands I've explained before that. So after full house, we have 4 of a kind or quads, which means you need to have 4 cards for matching cards basically. So I have 2 kings in my hand here and 2 kings here. This is called 4 of a kind, and it's a rare hand, not something you get to see every day. Nevertheless, 4 of a kind will beat everything below that, which includes a full house, a flush, a straight, a trips, double pair, pair. Please note that this 4 of a kind would also be found if I had 1 king in my hand and 3 kings here. We have a straight flush, which means, let's say I have the queen king of diamonds and I get a flush as well as a straight, which is a 10, 9, 10 jack, queen, king diamonds in a sequence. This is called a straight flush, and it beats all the other hands including quads and even the highest flush. So while he has an ace of diamond, which gives a normal the biggest flush possible. A straight flush will beat flush and all other hands below this, which includes 4 of a kind, straight, and other hands. The final and the biggest hand in poker is called a royal flush, which most people are unlikely to get even in their entire life, which includes me. Is when you have the highest straight flush of the board, which means you have 10 jack, queen, king, ace, same suit, and the top straight. So not only does this hand beat all other hands in poker, but usually in a club, casino, or even online poker, you're supposed to receive a bonus when you hit a royal flush. That is also because the hand is so rare. In 7 years of poker, playing 15 hours a day, I've not even received it once. So you can understand how rare that is. If you're starting off with poker as an amateur right now, I would suggest that you keep it simple, keep it tight. Play only good hands, play only suited hands, top cards, ace king, ace queen, ace jack. Play hands in position. If you're playing in live poker, you're going to be subjected to a lot of aggressive games. Make sure your range is tight, make sure you play your position well. Do not throw in your money where you think you're behind. Do not put in your money where you think you've lost the hand and you just want to make a crying call. Try and avoid such situations. Avoid playing drunk, avoid playing when you're stressed. Avoid playing when you think you're in a hurry, you might just get stuck and you'll end up in a losing session. Be more focused both on and off table. Figure out playing patterns, player habits. Try to notice the more subtle things which will help you in the long run, which includes how a player bets, how a player plays a hand, what he says, what are his thoughts, how weak he is, how is he likely to react to your bets. Couple of other things. I'm sure with more and more time as you play, you should be finding that out, and then missing the rest you'll figure out with time in the other series which are to follow.